Are you looking for the best gaming monitor? In this video we're going to be checking out another best gaming monitor, which is the Acer XB323UGP. We will compare it against similar and newer gaming displays in terms of image quality, performance, design, and value for the price. If you want more information and updated pricing on the product mentioned, be sure to check the links in the description down below. Okay, so let's get to the video. Let's talk about image quality. The Acer XB323UGP is based on a 32-inch AHVA IPS type panel by Optronics. It has a quantum dot enhanced backlight, which allows it to achieve the stunning 99% Adobe RGB color gamut, equivalent to approximately 160% sRGB and 95% DCI-P3. As a result, you get eye-catching colors, and you can use the monitor for professional color critical work within the Adobe RGB color space, provided you have a colorimeter and appropriate software. For sRGB content, the native gamut of the display produces saturated colors, especially greens and blues. Unlike it's the case with DCI-P3 gamut monitors, reds won't be oversaturated, as you can see from the image below. At any rate, sRGB content will be more saturated. Some users prefer this, while others might prefer a more accurate sRGB color output, the way the content's creator intended it. Luckily, there's an sRGB mode, which clamps the colors to approximately 100% sRGB. You can also adjust the brightness in this mode. For HDR content, you get vivid and punchy colors. The gamut extends a bit beyond the DCI-P3 color space, so some added saturation is present, but the colors aren't oversaturated, you just get extra shade variety. Scenes with a lot of blue and green colors, for instance, involving water and trees, look particularly gorgeous. The Acer XB323UGP monitor has a peak brightness of 400 nits, which gets a boost to 600 nits for HDR content. Its static contrast ratio amounts to 1000 by 1, as expected from an IPS panel display. Blacks won't be quite as deep as those of VA panel monitors, but there's a 16-zone local dimming solution which can dim parts of the screen for a more immersive viewing experience. Overall, there's a notable improvement with HDR content over SDR, but you're not getting the true HDR viewing experience, which would require a full-array local dimming solution for a higher contrast ratio and stronger brightness. Such a display would, naturally, also be considerably more expensive. For the optimal HDR viewing experience, set the HDR option in the monitor's OSD, on-screen display, menu to HDR 600, and disable super sharpness. Other panel-related specifications include dithered 10-bit color depth, 8-bit plus 2-bit FRC, for 1.07 billion colors and 178 degrees wide viewing angles, which make the image perfect regardless of the angle you're looking at the screen. The 1440p WQHD resolution results in a pixel density of approximately 92 ppi, pixels per inch, which is equivalent to that of a 24-inch 1080p monitor. Basically, you get a decent amount of screen space as well as crisp details in text. At a normal viewing distance, 3 feet or 1 meter, you won't be able to distinguish individual pixels. Let's move on to the performance. The specified response time speed of the Acer XB323UGP is 1 millisecond GTG, gray-to-gray pixel transition, and up to 0.5 milliseconds GTG. Of course, this is just marketing. You might get some pixels to transition at that speed by using the Extreme Overdrive preset, but it would introduce unbearable levels of pixel overshoot, inverse ghosting. Luckily, the Normal Overdrive mode works just fine. It eliminates all trailing behind fast-moving objects at 170 Hz without adding any overshoot. However, if you're using Adaptive Sync, FreeSync or G-Sync compatible, and your frame rate is around 60 FPS, the Normal mode is too strong and results in minor inverse ghosting. Sadly, when Adaptive Sync is enabled, the overdrive is locked to Normal. So, at 60 FPS, you'll have to choose between the overshoot caused by FreeSync plus Normal Overdrive, or screen tearing with FreeSync disabled, in which case you'll still want to use the Normal Overdrive as the monitor will be running at fixed 170 Hz. The Acer XB323UGP supports both AMD's FreeSync and NVIDIA's G-Sync compatible variable refresh rate (VRR) technologies with a 48 to 170 Hz dynamic range for tear-free gameplay. Input lag amounts to approximately 4 milliseconds, which makes for imperceptible delay between your actions and the result on the screen. As it's the case with all IPS monitors, some IPS glow is present and its intensity varies across different units of the monitor, but in all except the most extreme cases, it's manageable. The backlight of the monitor is flicker-free and there's an integrated low blue light filter. Let's get into the features. At the rear of the monitor, at the right side, there's a directional joystick, 3 additional hotkeys for shortcuts, and a power button. Apart from the standard image adjustment tools such as brightness, contrast, color channels, etc., you also get access to advanced settings such as gamma, 6-axis hue, saturation, and color space, standard, SMPTEC, DCI, EBU, HDR, Rec. 709, and sRGB. For gaming, there's Black Boost, improves visibility in darker scenes, a refresh rate tracker, and the aimpoint crosshair overlays. It's time to talk about design and connectivity. The Acer XB323UGP boasts premium build quality and a good range of ergonomics, including up to 130mm height adjustment, plus or minus 90 degrees pivot, plus or minus 20 degrees swivel, minus 5 degrees, 23 degrees tilt, and 100 by 100mm VESA mount compatibility. The screen has a light matte anti-glare coating which prevents reflections, but doesn't make the picture appear grainy. Connectivity options include DisplayPort 1.4, 2 HDMI 2.0 ports, a headphones jack, a quad USB 3.0 hub, and dual 2W integrated speakers. Note that HDMI 2.0 is limited to 144 Hz. The HDMI inputs on this monitor support HDR, but not variable refresh rate. DisplayPort 1.4 allows the Acer XB323UGP to simultaneously deliver 170Hz at 1440p with 10-bit color depth, without any image compression. Our opinion, all in all, the Acer XB323UGP is an outstanding gaming monitor. It offers absolutely gorgeous colors and it's fit for professional color critical use. Next, the HDR viewing experience is decent, within expectations at this price range, while the performance is buttery smooth with the exception of minor overshoot at lower frame rates when using VRR.
Thanks for watching the video. If you find this video helpful, please help out the channel by giving this video a like or subscribe the channel and tell us which product caught your eye in the comments below.